You still don't get Mushoku Tensei. A couple of weeks ago, I made a video explaining how and why some people just don't understand Mushoku Tensei. And it got a lot of comments. Well, a lot for me anyway. I'm still a small creator after all. So I thought it'd be fun to make a response video. Besides, what better way to connect to my audience than responding to their criticism? Plus, it gives me an excuse to talk about some things I didn't address in my other video. You can consider this part 2 of why you don't get Mushoku Tensei. Bit ironic to be complaining that the hate campaign is advocating for censorship when the show itself is already censoring the source material to be less bad. To give an example, in the light novel, it's stated that Rudy's has been grooming Sophie to be his perfect wife, and Paul had separated them because he knew what Rudy was doing and he tried to stop it. The anime instead chose to change his reasoning to so they wouldn't rely on each other so heavily, which is technically true, but intentionally misleading, to put an innocent outlook on the whole incident. The truth of it is that Paul was 100% correct to do what he did, and his efforts were in total vain since Rudy wound up exactly what he sought out, only to cheat on her anyways with the typical "it was a moment of weakness" rationale cheaters always say to earn pity points. Wow, that was a mouthful to read. First off, Tyrone Tiggums. What kind of name is Tyrone Tiggums? Is your cousin Big Terry or something?
Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
Second off, why is this thing so big? To address your points though, I don't think watering down a series or cutting content necessarily counts as censorship compared to review bombing and spreading misinformation about that series. Lots of light novel based anime water down, cut, or alter scenes for different reasons, like time constraints, pacing, or as you mentioned, censorship. But that doesn't mean that a studio cutting content from an adaptation is actively sabotaging or watering it down. Guess who are though? That's right, review bombers and slanderers. As for your second point that Rudy was grooming Sophie and that's why Paul had them separated, that's false. Paul separated them because of their codependency on one another. He didn't mind Sophie and Rudy getting married, he just wanted them to be independent of each other. That way, if one of them lost interest in the other, they could pick themselves back up. If anything, Rudy's romance with Sophie is his most normal and stable relationship. And how did Rudius groom Sophie at? Sure, Rudius had a lot of inappropriate thoughts and schemes about Sophie, but he never actually acted on them. In fact, in the light novel, he tries his best to keep his thoughts about their future out of mind. And when he did think inappropriately about her, he reprimanded himself. Now, does that excuse his thoughts? No, but having terrible thoughts doesn't make someone their thoughts. So no, Rudius didn't groom Sophie. Don't use AI. First off, don't tell me what to do. Second, what does that have to do with the video's topic? And third, if I could afford an artist, I would. But right now, I need a new computer because I'm editing on a crappy laptop. So until more money comes my way, I'm going to continue to utilize the free resources available to me. Also, you do know that the I in AI is supposed to be capitalized, right? Just saying. Wonder if they have the same opinion about people who like to watch slasher horror movies or organized crime dramas. Do they think someone who likes Terrifier 3 condones violent murder? Or if they like The Wire, are they fine with people selling drugs? It's the dumbest criticism in the world, and it's only ever used by complete morons. No, I doubt most of the people criticizing fans of Mushoku Tensei think that about horror fans. In fact, I'd wager they themselves also enjoy flawed characters, controversial depictions, and complex narratives. I'm guessing they dislike Rudy because of his perverted predatory nature, which is understandable since he has the memories of a 34-year-old man. So when fans like me say they like Rudius or enjoy Mushoku Tensei, critics assume we think Rudius's behavior is okay, which most fans don't. It's not that we condone or are okay with Rudius's actions, but we do understand why he does what he does, and we like watching him change for the better. As for the critics, I think they don't like how realistic Rudius's growth is because it's slow and uncomfortable. They were expecting the narrative motive and the world of Mushoku Tensei to punish him harshly, but instead they mistake the story's neutrality for an endorsement of Rudeus's behavior. That's why I said Mushoku Tensei wasn't for everyone, because some people can't get past Rudy, they just don't understand the appeal of the series, or they don't like how slow and realistic the story is. Diddy Tensei, you're getting put in the thumbnail. AI users defending a pred. Dude, you have a nice speaking voice, but if you want to grow, you can't cut corners with AI. Personally, I can't stand to hear my voice when I make a video, but I appreciate the compliment. Back on topic though, I never defended Rudeus or his behavior. I explained why other fans and I like Mushoku Tensei and Rudeus's character. I debunked some arguments critics made about the series and criticized people for review bombing and spreading misinformation simply because they don't enjoy the series. I never condone Rudeus's predatory behavior, nor did I say you have to like Rudeus, the story, or the fan base. In fact, I welcome criticism. Voice your criticisms, but don't attack fans for enjoying something you don't. And if you're review bombing or spreading misinformation just because you don't understand it, you've lost the plot. So how did I defend a predator? Also, me using AI is not cutting corners. I come up with my own ideas, write my own scripts, record my own voice, and edit my own videos and thumbnails. Again, if I could afford an artist, I would pay an artist. By this logic, if they made an anime where Jeffrey Epstein got reincarnated into a fantasy world, and in this new world, he grew his operation to 10 times the scale, you would like the show if you faced realistic problems. And you would say it's good even though he succeeded in the end because of similar arguments in the show if he improves at it in any way. Okay, pause. Comparing Rudeus to Epstein is wild. Rudeus never did anything close to what that man did. Also, what do you mean I'd like a reincarnation anime where Epstein grew his operation? I'd rather bleach my eyes out than watch something like that. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Stop conflating fiction with reality. Rudy is a fictional character. He's not real. I don't like Mushoku Tensei because the main character is a bad guy and an unlikable character. And the fact that you know he's gonna succeed in the end is kind of sickening. Also, the point about self-improvement is a bit distorted. Like, maybe from his perspective, he improved, but from the perspective of a normal person, he went from a bum to a child rapist. I would not say that's a step up. If you think he didn't improve as a person, then I have an assignment for you. Read the first 2 volumes of Mushoku Tensei, then skip to volume 15, then compare Rudeus as a person between the 3 volumes. If you can't see his character growth after that, I can't help you. Other shows have it, and I don't like those either. I don't know. I think this show is what if a bum lowlife got transported into another world and became a predator, or maybe was a predator, and give him a chance to act on it. God, you guys really need to work on your typing because these comments are just absolutely terrible. If you want something that shows the flaws of humanity, go watch a documentary or something. I don't know. I gotta say the show was memorable. I watched it whenever it was out like 5 years ago, and I remember the show completely clearly, which many other shows I don't. But I remember how much I disliked Rudeus and his actions. So yes, I don't get it. Look, I'm gonna be honest, dude. It sounds like Mushoku Tensei isn't for you, which is perfectly fine. As I said in my first video, the show isn't for everyone. If it weirds you out, don't watch it. I just think it's an interesting take on a realistic power fantasy. And compared to other anime I've seen, it's not that bad. But I've seen a lot of controversial and problematic anime. That might not be the case for you. It all comes down to personal preference. To summarize, just let me enjoy my isekai slop in peace. But hey, I want to hear your opinions about this in the comments. Also, let me know if you guys like these response type videos or if you guys want to see some other content. I'm always open to suggestions. Aside from that, if you want to support me, could you like and subscribe? Oh, and hey, if you're bored, you could come harass me on Twitter or not. It's up to you. Either way, I'll be back next week with another video. So I'll see you there.